Good morning, everyone. I'm back for another round of Arena. Hopefully you are too. That's probably why you're here. I'm going to use Rotos and Hegemon again. I tweaked them a little. So I'm just gonna show the stats now. Uh, this is where Rotos is at. Um, Come to think of it, I don't know that I tweaked his stats that much. I used some glyphs on him and stuff. Hegemon is a lot better though. Hegemon is all the way up at 291% crit damage. I got him above 5,000 attack. So let's see if they do any better. They're still both not booked. I was debating which of the two of them to book. I got some feedback from you guys. I appreciate that. And in the end, I didn't book either of them because I realized I needed to book Michinaki for Hydra. So I had 0 books left over. It took every last book to get Michinaki to the right level of cooldowns. Unfortunately I got unlucky, and that's what happened. So sadly, and it's double sad because the thing about Hydra is it's kind of a fool's errand. Like you can get to the point where you're doing an extra 100 million points for the whole clan in Hydra Clash, and it turns out you still lose 50% of the time because that's kind of the way the game works. You're just going to reach a point where you're facing opponents that are about your level. And you win half the time and you lose half the time, kind of like in Arena. Except I really like live Arena, so now it's sort of a shame that my books went to a champion that's for a mode I really don't like all that much. I don't like doing Hydra. Usually I leave it on auto because I can't stand it. Whereas live arena, I like. So it'll be a while because sadly books are really, really difficult to acquire. But we'll get there. Anyway, I think I'm going to take Helikath. Helikath UDK. This is a combination of champions I've been using. Maybe I'll go for yeah, maybe I'll pick Mithrala now too. I think the 5 that I'm going to go for, I'm going to include I might actually even include Hegemon as my last pick, just if there's like a lot of speed here. And there is. So let's pick Hegemon. And I'm not really sure who I want to eliminate. Maybe I want to get rid of Harima. I think she's going to be too difficult to deal with. So banning Hegemon, no surprise there. Maybe I'll lead with Helikath. Maybe I'm also getting a bit of buyer's remorse for booking Goffred, because I find I don't use him all the time. And even the times I use him, I don't think he needed to be booked. Not the way Rotos needs to be booked. But at the time, in my defense, when I booked Goffred, I didn't have Rotos yet. So far, so good. We've lost Rotos already. So, as much as I'd like to showcase how good Rotos is, at best, this is going to be another showcase of how good Helikath is. That's assuming we can win it all. Kaimar's probably about to reset everything. Well, sadly, for poor Opto B, his Wukong is not particularly accurate. Let's bring this in now. All right, let's do the cleanse now. Yeah, your days are numbered, dude. I'm going to take out her. Puts a stop to the revives. Sheep. Doesn't normally work out in my favor. Yeah, just attack. So, how are any of you doing? Particularly anybody affected by the war? Anybody got family in Israel or Gaza? I got family in Israel. We're all pretty upset about it. At least they're talking about doing a ceasefire and hostage exchanges now, which a lot of people don't like the precedent that that sets, but I mean, it's an improvement over just dropping bombs on one another. Anything that stops the violence. But maybe we don't want to spend too much time thinking about the more awful parts of the world. I don't want to bum everybody out. Let's talk about the game. So, who's going for Uger at this point? They just announced a buff that they're going to do to Uger. Uh, a lot of people seem a bit miffed about that because they decided not to go for Uger, and now he's being buffed a little. My personal thoughts about that are that the buff isn't really that big of a change, but I think it's a positive change. It's going to make him a good counter to Sun Wukong because now you have a champ that can kind of slap him down. But even then, I mean, you gotta figure it's on a one-turn cooldown even when he's booked, so he only gets to do it once per round, and that means yeah, I'll bring these two. I don't know. Maybe it'll be really difficult to get anything going against Staltus. Maybe I'll bring Helicath. Anyway, you have to figure there'd be 8 champions in a fight, so he's going to be able to get to do it once for every 8 turns, assuming everybody has approximately the same speed. Whereas Sun Wukong gets to revive every 3 rounds, so it still doesn't even totally counter him. But it makes it makes Uger's passive a little bit better. I think it just brings more balance to the champion, if anything. And people in my clan chat were saying basically people that weren't going for him probably still would not have gone for him even if his ability was a little bit better. So maybe I'll take Mithrala just for the buffs she brings. And what else do I want? I could even bring a couple of revivers. I kind of like that idea. Maybe I still want. Maybe I still want Rhodos. Yeah, I'll do that. So I've got 80 fragments. Is anyone else going for him? Because of course, you gotta do everything, and that is rough. So who do I really need to get rid of? Maybe I need to get rid of Cephalia. Because outside of Cephalia, I don't think anybody can strip our buffs. Oh, but I'm losing Helicath anyway. That's okay, we can probably still deal. So I'll have, maybe I'll still go with the defense. Maybe I even want the speed. It's an interesting conundrum. Do I want to be tougher or faster? Let's be faster. Today, now that CVC is over, that I found this morning, I could finally take a bit of a break from RSL and just log in for the daily live arena, which is my favorite mode. And I'd like to spend less time playing this game, but the time I spend playing this game, I want to be doing the fun part. I want to be doing this live arena. Ah yes. Ally attack is very good at killing Rhodos. Well, it's all going to come down to Sun Wukong. So I want to try... Yeah. Why not? That's right. I actually have to wait 6 turns before he gets to come back first. Can we even make it 6 turns? I mean, as soon as Taras gets his turn, he's probably going to use his A3, A2, whatever this one is. Yeah, it's super hard. Good game, Bimai. I probably should have had a contingency plan for if you banned my Helicath, and I didn't. And I was talking about putting Duchess in Stone Skin so that she could last a little bit longer, but I more or less maxed out the artifact enhancement event. So I'm waiting for the third one now so I don't completely deplete my silver supply. So that's another change that's going to have to wait. For now, Sun Wukong. I think I recognize this name. I think I've played this guy before. So he's got Duchess, he's got UDK. Maybe I'll go for a Bomb Paradigm. I'm not sure. But I can be reasonably certain these two are okay. I'd love to go for Rhodos, but that UDK more or less prohibits it. Unless I ban him. And he's got Warlord. And he's got Baron. So we can bring Hegemon. Yeah, maybe I just want to bring a couple of bombers, come to think of it. If I bring a couple of bombers and he bans Ramantu, though, that's where I encounter problems. So maybe instead of the Rat King, I'll bring Hegemon. So he has to ban Hegemon, or the bomber, or the Ramantu, but he can't really ban everything. Let's try it. It'd be interesting to see what he picks. My guess is Hegemon. And I'll just get rid of Warlord. So the fact that I haven't booked either Hegemon or Rhodos means that I still have that dilemma of who to pick for books. I'm probably going to favor Rhodos, though. It does sound like the right call. Hmm. So I'll go for the accuracy. Hmm. Now I'm kind of wishing I'd brought somebody like, well, it doesn't matter. I was going to say Lydia, but they're in Stone Skin as well. So let's try to strike this stuff off. That's the extent to which I can do that. This is not looking good. So we'll dump some bombs and some sleeps on various champions. I have a feeling that's going to get cleansed off before it amounts to much. So we can try to steal these buffs. Nope, no I can't. So he smartly just took down Ramen 2 so that I don't have a good chance to come around to get Sun Wukong again. Maybe my best attack is against Baron. I mean, I'm only getting one hit anyway. Yeah, it did hardly any damage at all. So why are you now hitting Sun Wukong? I mean, maybe that made sense. I guess that worked. It worked. So good game, Bechek, or whatever. It looks like a ech. Do you think it's sad that there's no ech in the English alphabet? There are all kinds of letters missing from the alphabet. Apparently, we used to have letters for some of the sounds that we use now, but now we just combine things. Like the ch is now a ch, and then we have some letters in the English language, and we don't even need. Like an x, that's just a k and an s together. Unless you're doing something like Xerox, in which case we already have a Z, or if you're American, a Z. So let's go for Mithrala and Ultimate Death Knight. So he's got Samson. Damn, son. Um, so I think I want to go for Helikath again. Maybe I'll also go for Emek. I feel like maybe that's what's missing. Because if I have Helicath and Emic, I'm now kind of forcing some sort of invincible shenanigans. It's not like Emic is particularly good, though. He'd probably be better if he also started in Stone Skin. He's in protection. My last guy does have to be somebody that does damage. Maybe I could pick somebody who does damage now. For instance, Fenax. Or maybe Rhodos, but we're out of time. Let's just go with Fenax. We can live with that. We'll live with it. So my final pick, maybe I'll go with Emic, or maybe I could even go with Rhodos. I'm so unsure. I'll go with Emic. This way, no matter what, I have some kind of unkillable thing. I think it's impossible to avoid more 2 while I'm under the unkillable, particularly with Helicath, because he just counters constantly. And sooner or later, you're just going to activate more 2's passive. This way, that won't happen. Everyone is behind Stone Skin, unless I screwed up somebody's equipment over the course of CVC. I hope I didn't. We still have to deal with Sun Wukong. He might be able to strip stuff right now. Oh, he didn't. Lucky me. Block damage. And we get this up. It's probably going to get cleansed off before I get to attack Sun Wukong. But I'm going to try to kill him anyway. Boom, deleted. That's a relief. Now I still have 2. I think they're both HP-based nukers too. So they're not going to be easy to deal with. And everybody's still behind Stone Skin. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter. Just not the guy with counterattack. Or the girl with counterattack. Yeah, maybe I'll put this up. Okay, we can start to chip away at him. I definitely don't want him going down without a fight. So we try to keep Fenax alive. It is looking like a tall order. I feel like if I do this, I'm going to get countered and Fenax is going to die. But let's try it. I get a shield. Okay, Fenax stayed alive. Good. Then we can do this. Now I've actually got a good chance of hexing her when she counters. Cool. Okay, we're doing better. Let's see if I can just get rid of Samson. No, not quite. Although I think he does get taken up by I almost want to just go for Pythion. No, not enough. How about this? Oh, that's enough. That is enough. Good game, Davis88. I think you're cooked. Deleted. Good game. That was a close one, though. Really, I want some way to make Fenax even more survivable. And I'm thinking, I mean, obviously the best out there is Necrit, but I don't have a Necrit. The next best thing is Goffred, but I'm giving up a slot for that then. I might even open with UDK. Why not? Let's open with UDK. I figure if I want to go for Helicath, if I want to go for Rhodos, and I do, I need to have him. Or I want to have him anyway. Uh, hmm. So now I kind of don't want to go for Helicath immediately. So I'll go for... The thing is, I almost always want Mithrala, just about regardless. Maybe I want Pythion and Duchess. That's what I'm going to do. I figured they are good support. We'll wait and see what we're up against. And I will probably still go for Helicath. I could even go for Goffred last, because I built Goffred for damage. Although I don't really think he does it alone. So maybe I want him again. I could even try Hegemon. No, not against Rhodos. And Sun Wukong keeps getting back up constantly. I think it has to be like this. And I think really we still have to eliminate Mortu Macabre. So we'll do it that way. Sun Wukong could be a real pain in the ass, though, because he might be stripping a lot of our stuff. I'm still going to go for the defense aura. I don't have anyone that blocks revive, but I do have the ability to slowly erode their HP. Mind you, so do they, because they've got Rhodos. And great. My only cleanser is the one that's under True Fear. That's super annoying. Well, he could lose his cleanse on himself, but then again, no. You know what? It isn't worth it. I'll start off by going for Rhodos. And I'll put this up. And it stays on UDK, so I get to continue to use my passive. That's why I love the combo with UDK. Even if he strips it from Helicath, Helicath's passive will still do the work. In fact, he gets more dangerous because now he's under increased defense. I'd really love to attack this guy, but of course... no, still too early. Let's just attack the Reviver. and everyone. All right, I got to do something about this. Obviously, Python needs, if I expect him to be my party cleanser, he's gonna need more resistance. At this point, Sun Wukong is probably going to go down in one hit every time he tries to do anything. So that's good. Swift parry on Rhodos. That makes sense. That's annoying. And he's probably finding it equally annoying that I have Ultimate Death Knight. At this point, I think I want to just target his Reviver. Uh-oh. What just happened? What's going on? Sun Wukong, don't want to deal with this bullshit. Let's just knock him down. Alright. We've got Evgen Boy on the ropes. Got him on the ropes. Let's just keep the pressure on. Do we want this now? Yeah, alright. I guess that was poor timing. Let's keep the pressure on the Reviver. Let's cleanse this off. Maybe this is a good time for some healing? Since we seem to be between strips. So I'd really love to get my hands on that Uger so I can try him out against these Sun Wukongs. Because it would feel really good to just have him get up and then just slap him back down. Of course, that's kind of what's happening now with Helicath. Kind of. It's not exactly the same. And of course, pairing him with Helicath, then you'd be slapping him twice. Slap him down whenever he gets back up, and if it doesn't work, Helicath slaps him down. And with all this health that's getting drained from Ultimate Death Knight's Blessing, like he just can't stay standing at all anymore. That's surprising. I'm wondering if Evgen Boy went on auto, because I feel like that wasn't a good use of the revive. But yeah, I think he's gone on auto. I think he has a sense he's probably going to lose, but it's probably going to take a while. So this way, oh, he's given up. But anyway, good game, Evgen Boy. You did have a good team. You were giving me a run for my money. There's probably a version of things where you won that fight. So we got Ualan, who's got one of these avatars that doesn't seem to be associated with the champion. It's interesting. There are a bunch of avatars like that are not associated with champions. It has me thinking, like, were these champions they were going to create but just didn't? Did they get benched? So I think I'll go for Mithrala and Ultimate Death Knight. I think maybe that's my way of opening. Or maybe I should just make a habit of going for Duchess, particularly because it prevents them from getting Duchess. Oh well. Um, this is going to be really rough to get through. So maybe I want a reviver. Maybe I want Sun Wukong just to have somebody that can keep getting back up. I probably want Helicath. Hmm. I guess that's what I want. And then I wonder. I haven't been using him, but I'm thinking I could try Alsgore just because he's also got the block damage. I really don't like the looks of this team. This is going to be very tough. We could try Fenax, I guess. I kind of want to just get rid of him. So I'm losing Sun Wukong. So if anybody else gets knocked down, we're in trouble. So I'll take Helicat. I don't know about this, guys. I don't like the looks of it. They've got Duchess. Duchess is good at basically making the fight last forever. Potentially. Taras. Crazy overtuned champion. So she's got the buffs up. Here comes the Hand of God. How hard's that going to hit? Oh, he's going to wait until Stone Skin's off. Okay. But I'm going to put up block damage next. So put up the increased defense and offense. This is why I love Mithrala. I mean, she's got increased attack and defense, so I can bring attack and defense champions. And I like the ability to mix and match. Are there any defense-based champions that block revive? I don't think that there are. So I don't really think I can one-shot anybody. I'm just going to go for the AoE. Interestingly, that seems to hit Duchess the hardest. Maybe it's just because she's the only one that isn't under a strength and then protection. That's something to watch out for. I forgot about that. His passive is actually going to slowly diminish Fenax's attack. But the interesting thing is Fenax slowly diminishes his opponent's defense. So are those going to cancel out? I'm not really sure how they're going to play off against one another. I don't think I have to worry about debuffs. So you know what? I'm going to put up the strengthen now. So it overlaps nicely whenever I don't have block damage up. So we'll just go for the single attack at the moment. This Duchess looks like she's probably in a regen set, given the amount of healing she just got. That doesn't matter because she's already dead. Wallen may have his Duchess set up the way I have mine set up, which is not great in Arena, but it really is great in PvE. And it really is great if you can keep her alive. And I guess the theory is that Necrit should kick in and be able to protect her from the first kill. Oh, it's my turn. Here I am, just blabbing. Well, let's go for the big hit then. And there he goes. So I lose my block reviver, but I don't think that matters. I don't need to block revive anymore. I just need to start taking down the rest of them. Taras has me nervous. I mean, his damage is immense. And I have to spend at least one turn without block damage on. So let's try to have as much of the other good stuff up as possible. Still got lots of buffs too, so when he gets his hand to God, it's going to be bad news for us. So this basically concludes his Veils. I don't have to worry about Veil anymore after this. And I don't even have to worry about him anymore after this. So let's start with the AoE. I'm going to put up block damage right now. And good game, Wallen. 4 fights left. I gotta say, it does feel good to beat a Taras, and I think the only time I can really do that reliably is with Helicath. So what you got for us today, Donnelly? Donnelly's gonna use Sun Wukong. Okay. I'll bring Ultimate Death Knight and Mithrala. I've said this before and I'll say it again. If I plan to use Ultimate Death Knight and Helicath, I pretty much have to reserve Mithrala as well. So we're committed to it, I think. I want somebody that blocks revive, and that basically means him. Although I kind of want to just ban the Sun Wukong. He's so annoying. He can do so much to mess up just about anything that I do. Any paradigm. Whatever paradigm it is, he messes it up. He's a really good champion. And Ramen 2 also messes stuff up. Is Ramen 2 not as bad, though? I wonder. So let's see. I might even go for Rhodos this time. And let's get rid of Sun Wukong. And he's banning Rhodos. No surprise there, I suppose. So I'll take the defense. do have to brace myself for Ramen striking off my stuff, particularly if he's going with the accuracy aura. It's gonna come down to how much damage can this tiger do? He can give himself increased defense, but nobody else is going to give it to him. So he's going to have to open with an A1 at some point to do that. Anyway, no choice. I got to do this now. I'm dreading the moment where he comes out with the strike off. I'm going to put up block damage. Let's hit everyone. And here he comes. So, oh man, even UDK loses it. That hurts. That hurts a lot. Of course, he's now dead and out of the fight, but chances are so is one of my guys. Yeah. So we'll cleanse that off. At this point, I want my guys to survive well. This could be a very long, drawn-out fight, but at this point, we should be okay. Maybe I'll start with... Yeah, let's just start with the single attack. So he really wants to kill my Helicath, because if he cannot manage to, I'm going to get under that block damage, and he's not going to be able to strip it again. Yeah, why not? I'll use the AoE now. I'm gonna reserve the cleanse for when I really need it, because he can still get stuns off as well. I don't know how accurate he is. Oh, I got the decreased defense off, but not the stun. Interesting. So maybe he's not built for accuracy at all, and this was just a 3%. So I'll just cleanse it off. So now I gotta chip away at somebody, and that's gonna be very difficult because she brings a lot of heals as well. It looks like it might be possible. Let's get the increased defense up. But I don't know, when one person gets really low, they get veiled and they get healed. So that's going to make this very annoying to deal with. So I'll go for the big attack, since I get back my block damage on the falling move anyway. This looks like this could be a very annoying fight, because at this point, I think they're just going to keep one another alive. So it's just a matter of time before he manages to get to a point where he can kill one of my three. Although, I may not let him near that either. did get that stun. So I think his accuracy is probably somewhere comparable to Helicath's resistance, which I believe is 400. Maybe 450. This fight's feeling very drawish. I mean, I think he could probably get me to the point where he could kill somebody else. Probably. So I'm probably not going to try to hold out for an entire half hour. Just long enough for him to prove he can kill someone else. If he can kill anyone else, I know I've lost. If he can't, though, and that's the awkward thing. Am I being difficult? Or am I right? I mean, that hits super hard, but the issue is he's really only got one attack like that before I'm hitting back, putting up a shield, putting up block damage, putting up strengthen, putting up increased defense. And now he's actually looking a little unhealthy. Maybe I'll hit her, though, instead of him. Just because he's under all these heals anyway. I figure we might as well bring them all down together. I think I'll still hold off on that. Let's just do attack. Block damage. This is a really cool combo, I gotta admit, Mr. Donnelly. I like the way her passive veils and his passive veils kind of toss out 2 over about 3 champions. So you're constantly playing whack-a-mole with your opponents. It's super annoying. And I have all these champions, so I could attempt this strategy. The downside is, of course, this is going to make for a long drawn out fight for him. So if this is Donnelly's go-to mode, he's going to be having a lot of fights like this, and it's not going to be super interesting for him. And there's 2 cleansers on the enemy party, eh? So who do I want to attack? Maybe I want to attack her. There's a lot of protected buffs here, too. So which one is under the protection? I guess it's Pythion, so I think he's the one that just cleansed. Or maybe not. I'm not sure. Gets that strengthen up. That makes it even harder to get anywhere. Even if everybody hits as hard as they can, I can't really bring anybody close enough to being dead. I'd like to say maybe things could be different if I brought Duchess instead, but Duchess doesn't bring the increased defense. So I still wouldn't really be getting everything I want. I'm so spoiled. There's so many things that I want. Like, I want this, and I want that. And I want more of this, I want less of that, and I want plenty of this. Also, I want it now. I want it yesterday, and I want plenty more tomorrow. And my demands will all be changed then, so stay awake. So he got really close to killing Mithrala. I might be prepared to admit that he can manage to kill Mithrala at some point. Once Mithrala goes down, it's going to be that much harder to keep everyone alive. Then I'll probably admit defeat. But not before. Do I want to go for the AoE? Nah. Nah, let's just go for another single attack. I'll put up the strength. This seems like the right time. Maybe I'll try to provoke her. Nah, I mean, he's not really built with accuracy. So, put up the block damage. She must be in some kind of regen set. That's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing he's in protection. She's in regen. She seems to just have almost endless healing. She's got Shadow Heal. They could be under both, of course. With like enough protection accessories, you could probably put them in regen with protection accessories. He's super annoying to deal with. I should look into that. Because Pythion with protection, that'd be really, really strong. And come to think of it, Elva in protection might be even more strong. Okay, let's attack again. Maybe I'll put up a shield since her block damage is going to drop off. At this point, we've gone through half the timer. So now this fight's almost like a race to the bottom. Could we just drive the other person crazy? Staying in. Doing the right moves at the right time. He's clearly doing it too. He's clearly still there. He's clearly still trying to think his way through this fight. How's he going to get somebody else? And the answer is how indeed. But now he's getting super low. Like, if I could just knock anybody out, I can start wearing away at their max health. But anytime anybody gets low, they start getting healed a lot. That's why it's why her passive is so brilliant. You know what? No, I'm not even gonna bother because I don't think it's gonna quite do it. There's gonna be heals put on everybody anyway. I'd rather put heals on myself. I could even get the strength up. Strengthen. Yeah, sure. Anyway, for anybody that's seriously sitting through this whole fight rather than skipping ahead, I commend you for this. Because I mean, it's dull enough to play. It must be that much more dull to watch. I would of course not be offended if you just skipped ahead. I gotta say, like even 10 minutes ago, I expected at some point he'd have worn through one of my champions by now. But he doesn't seem to quite get there. So I think at this point, his Ragash probably has the highest attack, because I think that's how his passive works. It automatically puts a veil on whoever's got the highest attack, so after he moves, he's under a veil. So he's going to be the hardest one to target anyway. Her passive, on the other hand, puts whoever's at the lowest health under a veil. So in order to really make progress, I have to find a way to get somebody to low health and somehow not be under a veil so I can then hit them. And as soon as Pythion gets a turn, he's going to get like all of his health back. So if I had somebody that had heal block in this paradigm, that'd also do wonders. Like this defensive structure that he's got depends on a lot. Maybe I'll try to hold off on using all my AoEs until I can really see that somebody can get knocked down. So let's get the block damage up. Really, half my damage seems to come out when I'm under block damage. And being behind a veil doesn't even protect him from that. And now I'm noticing, I'm reminded, Pythion's A1 does healing to whoever's lowest as well. So even that works well for this paradigm. It really is very strong. But to maybe paint stuff in a more negative light, I think this is a really stupid strategy. Because it means He's going to find himself in a lot of fights that take like 20 minutes. That can't be fun. Yeah, I'll go for the cleanse. I don't know. At this point, it seems like I'm playing whack-a-mole. It seems pretty hopeless to win. But you're not knocking out my people, dude. You're not doing it. He really wants to kill that Mithrala. I gotta recheck what blessing I have on Mithrala. Maybe there's something I could give her that'd help this paradigm do a little more. Because I think she might be in Brimstone. Come to think of it, no, I think she might be in Temporal Chains. Now let's just block that damage. See if I can just get her health back up. At this point, I think my goal is no longer even to defeat him. I think my goal is just to drag him down with me. Donnelly, you've made it clear that I can't beat you. But I'm going to try to make it clear that you cannot beat me either. By keeping Mithrala under block damage and heal as much as I can. Maybe I can get her back to full. Because you've been punishing me. So I'm going to punish you. I think at this point I probably do want to put up the big shield. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I'm fine with this. So now I'll put it up. Let's get some more. Strengthen. Five minutes left. At this point, I'm just going to try to stay alive for 5 minutes. We're almost there. I think I do want to go for the heals. So 4 minutes left. So here's the question. What fourth partner would have made this team better? A fourth partner that maybe wouldn't have gone down. I mean, obviously, Sun Wukong can get himself back up, but then again, Ramen 2 can cancel his ability. I managed to cancel Ramen 2 with Fenax, so it's kind of difficult to ignore that without Fenax or somebody to block revive, Ramen 2 would still be in the fight, causing me problems. If I had Pythion, Donnelly wouldn't have Pythion. So maybe that's a nonsensical observation. And the same goes for Elva. You got like 2.5 minutes left. I mean, at this point, even if you do manage to kill Mithrala, you're probably still a ways off from being able to kill the other two. This is a sad state of affairs, isn't it? That we're just two players punishing one another for having a good defensive strategy that just falls apart without the final piece of the puzzle. I mean, Ragash really is a stellar nuker. So maybe at some level he should have been able to do this. If anything, this fight has actually taught me I should be using all three of these champions more. They are great, particularly together. Well, obviously, block damage. I feel like the game is teasing me because I look at Pythion, who took most of this damage just from one counterattack. But just look at that healing. So we both only have to look like assholes for 1 more minute. So at this point, I'll say, good game, Donnelly. I am sorry for the both of us that we just lost half an hour of our lives. Neither of us got to win this fight. Both of us had potential. I mean, I don't care. Here, heal. 10 seconds. Honestly, at this point, one of us could just not do anything. We just put our hands up. The fight's over. It's over. Or is it? Gotta keep hitting him? There we go. No reward. Larium's way of saying, you both suck. What a shame. Well, good game, Donnelly. I mean, despite how much that fight was long and annoying, I also kind of enjoyed it. Um, so I hope you did too. I really like your defensive strategy here. It's really cool. It would make a better arena defense though than like a live arena kind of thing. Because in live arena, you really want to be making things happen. Things already take longer just by virtue of the fact that there's internet lag. You have to wait for everybody to make their own decisions. But I really like that strategy. I might make one of my tag arena defenses those three, and then just some other annoying champion. I could even use Ramen too. So here we got they're going for speed. When I see speed, I think maybe I'll take someone slow. I could also outspeed with Hegemon, but I can hold that thought. Mithrala's never wrong. So that's what we're going to do. So he's got Sun Wukong. I want, at this point, I definitely want Helicath. And maybe I want Rhodos. Just in case he's thinking of taking Rhodos. My final person will be Hegemon. Because I do want this to be another case where I take Hegemon and Rhodos as much as possible. I just built them, even though neither of them are booked. So let's see. Sun Wukong is going to be super annoying to deal with. Without Sun Wukong, I think things kind of fall apart for him. Oh, he's taking Ultimate Death Knight. Cool. Let's still go with defense. Unless I want the accuracy. This is a good question. I could go with the accuracy. This is like an extra 80 on accuracy. I'm into it. Let's do the accuracy. I was expecting him to ban the Hegemon. So let's see what the damage is. Oh, yeah. So that takes him right out. Oh, interesting. Fastest fight ever. Okay, so I am definitely not regretting building Hegemon. And it's a little bit sneaky because I don't think he realized that my Hegemon is super slow. So after the ambush round, Hegemon just kind of sits there for a while and doesn't do much. And it occurs to me that actually gives him really good synergy with Helicath because Helicath can put that block damage up and Hegemon will just sit there under block damage for 2 turns. I didn't even intend for that to be the case, but it works. Anyway, let's do Ultimate Death Knight. I think he's going to be my new first pick now. I don't know. We'll see. So we got Taras and Duchess. So I'll go for Mithrala. And I do kind of want to take Rhodos, but you know what? I'll go for Helicath now. So I know I want to use these three together. They work so well together. So Hefrak, RB. Maybe I want to bring in this guy again. Maybe I want to bring in Lydia. I don't know. Maybe not Lydia. Maybe I want to bring in Rhodos. Just make sure I have something. I don't know. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, we need support as well, right? Maybe a Reviver. Maybe Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong is also strong. I'll go for Sun Wukong. I don't want him to have him. So this will be my strategy. And when I see Hefrak, I assume he's probably going to be in Stone Skin, and he's probably just going to be waiting for the time that he could just obliterate my people. Duchess puts up the most buffs, I think. Chris puts up a lot of buffs on himself. That'd also help power up Taras. We could also just get rid of Taras. Maybe that's what we want to do. I'm going to get rid of Taras because he scares me. Anyway, we're losing Helicath. It's just as well we got rid of Taras. I'll take the... At this point, I guess I'll take the accuracy. And we get to see how hard Hegemon can hit again. So, here goes nothing. They're not even hard enough to punch through the shields. But I did get some of those debuffs off. Do I want to cleanse him after that hit? I feel like we're just going to get hit constantly anyway. Yeah, I'll just put up these buffs. So really, this is going to be another case of how well can Sun Wukong bring us back from this? Oh, there really are a lot of buffs up. I guess it's just as well that I got rid of Taras, because jeez. Jeez Louise. I'm not really sure what to do. Let's just attack Hefrak. There we go. He's provoked. All right. So I have an opportunity here to maybe do enough damage. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to try to steal the buffs instead. So it looks like he's got potential to take them down. I mean, even that hit was like half death to everybody. So I think next time I've got Sun Wukong refreshed and gets a chance to attack, I'll even do this. Try to keep them on the ropes. They really are not as tough as I was expecting. So maybe part of the idea is this whole paradigm was going to be fast. He really is doing a good job of keeping my Sun Wukong from getting going, though. Alright, so let's get the cleanse and the strengthen up. And I have the opportunity to do this. Oh no, we didn't even do enough damage. You know what? It looked like it should have been enough damage, though, because that was like... That was like 100,000 damage, so I assume... I didn't see it, but I assume what happened was a Swift Parry kicked in. So he's definitely got the potential to take down my people. He's kind of working through them. Alright. Well, I think we're almost cooked. Well, looks like I get to try to attack again. Do I try this one again? I guess so. Maybe we just try to keep Hefrak down if we can. This damage is very extreme. Alright, let's try this again. Oh, there it is. Good game, Fabor. So we got one fight left. Whoops. I did not mean to cancel it. Let's try that again. Me and my nervous trigger finger. So we got Gray Loki. Sun Wukong. That's who I want. So he's going for the speed meta today. That's cool. This will be one last opportunity to use Hegemon. I could even try to pair Hegemon. We'll see what happens with the last two. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take... I'm going to take Mithrala. I mean, do I want Ultimate Death Knight again? Because I could hold that thought too. Eh, I'll go for him. So for my final two, I'm thinking Helicath and Hegemon. And we'll see who Grey Loki bans. So yeah, Hegemon, Helicath. I think I'm okay with this plan. Now, I think what I'll do is... I think I pretty much have to ban him. Astrolith has me thinking his goal is just to plant bombs on Mithrala. Although, again, I can probably handle that. Probably doesn't matter. I think we have to get rid of this guy no matter what. So he gets rid of that. I'm going to go with the Defense Aura. So we're kind of at the mercy of the way this unfolds. So they get off the increase accuracy. Not that it matters, because Astrolith doesn't need accuracy. So he gets off his freeze on Sun Wukong. Why Sun Wukong? I guess he just doesn't want him going, because once Sun Wukong gets going, things get really ugly really fast. So he's got bombs on him. Okay. I'm gonna cleanse just because I don't even trust the block damage to protect him because of how prevalent the buff strips are. So I'll put up the block damage. So Kymar strips some, but not all of them. Sadly, Helicath's asleep, so that's kind of annoying. I'm not gonna get to benefit from that. But this team has no cleansers. So while it looks like he's got a lot to mess with my plan, I got a lot of mess with his plan too. Weirdly, I find myself wondering, like, does he not have a nuker on his team? Because I feel like Yakarl should be able to nuke. But I'm just not really seeing it right now. Let's see if we can get off any fears. I mean, some of them are dead now. Gray Loki, this was not a good team. I mean, it is messing with me, but it just can't achieve anything. I don't think it can. I don't know. I guess maybe the whole strategy hinged on Georgid. Anyway, good game, good Gray Loki. Maybe things just maybe that was a good strategy and it just kind of something went wrong that time, but didn't look like a good one. I cannot believe how long today's video was, folks. There's only 12 minutes left and it didn't start that late. So if you watched the whole thing, thank you for bearing with me. Um, and it looks like I had a really good day too. I mean, that's 3 victories. That's 7 victories. Wow. And I mean, honestly, this defeat was a draw. So this is almost like a 7.5 to 2.5. So today was a really good day. According to the leaderboards, I'm, about where I usually am. This might be a little higher than usual. I don't know. I think I've been as high as 1200 before. But anyway, that is all I got to say about that. It's probably going to be a slow day for most of you. CVC's over. There's kind of a lull in events to complete for Uger. Again, I'm at about 80, so that's where I'm at. Uh, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for stopping by. See you on the next one.